Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. It's that time of the month, time for 10 fantastic movies to watch right now on Netflix UK for the month of February 2022. So let's just dive into this list of fantastic films. Number 10, Bad Boys for Life. Marcus and Mike have to confront new issues, career changes, and a midlife crisis as they join the newly created elite team AMO of the Miami Police Department to take down the ruthless Armando Armas, the vicious leader of a Miami drug cartel. The third installment of the Bad Boys franchise was actually something that was pretty fun and pretty engaging. Ridiculous action, over the top set pieces, but some great banter between both of the lead characters. We've got Martin Lawrence, we've got Will Smith doing what they do best, and they are engaging, they are funny, and they are characters that you long to see on this adventure. Number 9, Dolittle. After his wife's death, the eccentric, famed doctor and veterinarian of Victorian England, John Dolittle, isolates himself behind the high walls of Dolittle Manor with his animals for company. When Queen Victoria falls ill, a reluctant Dolittle is forced to go on an epic adventure to a mythical island in search of a cure. Dolittle is not one of those fantastic and amazing movies I was talking about. It's a fun family adventure. If you're looking for something that everyone can enjoy, it's a little bit off kilter, a little bit strange in parts. This CG is good in moments and a little bit ropey in other times. It's a strange vanity project that is more of a morbid curiosity than an enjoyable watch. Number 8, Fantasy Island. The enigmatic Mr. Rourke makes the secret dreams of his lucky guests come true at a luxurious but remote tropical resort. But when the fantasies turn into nightmares, the guests have to solve the island's mystery in order to escape their lives. Fantasy Island was the kind of perfect movie to fall into the Blumhouse horror machine. And to be honest, it's fine. It's an enjoyable movie. It's one that had some surprises and some inventiveness to it, but it falls a little bit too bland in some of the more exciting elements. And there's some twists at the end which aren't particularly great. Still, Fantasy Island was an enjoyable watch, forgettable. Number 7 is the crazy Drop Dead Fred. Elizabeth, who has recently separated from her philandering husband Charles and moved back home with her mother, Polly, back in her old little girl haunts, she regresses into childhood and recalls her imaginary childhood friend, Drop Dead Friend, a nasty, ill-tempered sociopath. Rick Mayall stars in this bonkers movie that's somewhere between Mary Poppins and Beetlejuice. It's done in these brightly coloured garb and situations that are just larger than life and so obnoxiously funny that I can't help but enjoy this weird early 90s movie that was aimed at kids but really shouldn't be for kids at the same time. I really like Drop Dead Fred. It's an oddity and a weird one at that. Number 6, Executive Decision. Terrorists take over a 747, supposedly to effect the release of their leader. Intelligence expert David Grant suspects another reason and convinces the military that the plane should not be allowed to enter US airspace. An assault mission is devised using a specially equipped plane designed for mid-air crew transfers, and Grant finds himself aboard the 747 with a team of military anti-terrorists who have to defuse a bomb and overpower the terrorists. Executive Decision is wonderful for two reasons. It was kind of billed as a Kurt Russell, Steven Seagal movie, but very quickly it moves into just being a Kurt Russell movie. Terrorists on a plane waiting on the good guys to take them out, and it's incredibly fun, exciting, thrilling, the kind of 90s movie that I just lapped up and still love going back to. Highly entertaining. If you've made it this far into the video, I hope you're enjoying it. If so, just think about clicking that like button down below. Helps me out to no end. Number 5, Moonrise Kingdom. Set on an island off the coast of New England, in the 1960s as a young boy and girl fall in love. They are moved to run away together. Various factions of the town mobilise and search for them, and the town is turned upside down, which might not be a bad thing. Wes Anderson's quirky comedy brings back a host of familiar faces that we've seen before and places them in this pastiche of 60s life that's just so endearing and fun. The characters pop off the screen, the use of colour and symmetry, the things that Wes Anderson does terrifically well, just highlight this movie and make it stand out even more so. Moonrise Kingdom is a really quick watch. It's a really fun one. It's one of those kind of quirky movies that will just stick with you. It's heartwarming at the centre of this one as well. Number 4, Scream 4. Sidney Prescott, now the author of a self-help book, returns home to Woodsboro on the last stop of her book tour. There she connects with Sheriff Dewey and Gail, who are now married, as well as her cousin Jill and Aunt Kate. Unfortunately, Sidney's appearance also brings out the return of Ghostface, putting them all at danger. Scream 4 is remarkably entertaining. It's one of the better entries within the franchise. It gives you all the things you want. Further adventures of Sidney, of Dewey, of Gail. We get to see more of these people put in danger. The kills, it seems to be more gory, more violent. There seems to be a meta section running through this, even more so than part 3, which I kind of enjoy. And I just wish they'd continued this trilogy that was planned. Number 3, Werewolves Within. Finn Wheeler, a considerate US forest ranger, set his foot in the snow-covered town of Beaverfield. Unbeknownst to him, the proposed construction of a gas pipe has thrown into crisis the small community, driving its citizens a little bit crazy. A severe blizzard traps the dysfunctional inhabitants in the local lodge, and now something is starting to hunt them down, one by one. Werewolves Within is terrific. One location, a bunch of people. It's a murder mystery. Is there a werewolf killing these people? If not, who's the killer? If it is a werewolf, who is the werewolf? It just adds a look to it, and it's filled with all these quirky characters that are hilarious and so much fun to spend time with. It's just one of those movies that you could easily pass by, but it's so good to watch, and it really plays on whether there is werewolves or not. Number 2, The Invisible Man. A woman escapes an abusive relationship with a wealthy young tech entrepreneur. A short while later, he commits suicide. She should now feel free to live her life. She keeps feeling that he's still there, invisibly watching her. Then things just start happening which makes her think this is more than just a feeling. Leigh Whannell's wonderful adaptation of The Invisible Man really brings a lot to the forefront of this one, particularly a wonderful performance by Elizabeth Moss really highlights this modern retelling of a very familiar story, but putting a thematic twist on it that is very much etched within real life, that allows you to attach yourself to the main character, allows you to worry for her, fear for her, and it's just incredibly well set up. Never have I sat and watched an empty hallway and felt so terrified as I have in this movie. Number 1, The Gentleman. Mickey Pearson is an American expatriate who became rich by building a highly profitable marijuana empire in London. When word gets out that he's looking to cash out of the business, it soon triggers an array of plots and schemes, including bribery, blackmail from shady characters who want to steal his domain. The Gentleman may be the most enjoyable Guy Ritchie movie I think I've seen. It's one that I keep going back to because I love the characters, the situation, the over comic book feeling of the characters. They're larger than life. They do the most extravagant things. They release the most vicious violence, and nobody seems to bat an eyelid. It's incredibly funny with some wonderful performances, especially from Colin Farrell and Hugh Grant in supporting roles that almost steal the show. The Gentleman is fast becoming my favourite Guy Ritchie movie, and I think it's just wonderful. Definitely worth checking out. So there we have it. 10 movies for you to check out this February on Netflix. I hope you find something there that you really enjoy, because I know I enjoyed watching a bunch of these movies. I'd love to know any recommendations that you have. Drop them in the comment box below. As always, there's videos one side here that you can check out more of my content. Or if you really want to support me, you can join the Patreon or the membership program to make sure that videos like this keep coming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.